Hello and welcome to the Musical Instrument Investigator. Today we're on the website of TW Gaze Auctions based in the UK, and we're going to have a look at their latest auction, which is musical instruments. Just a small auction today, but fairly diverse, so I thought worth having a look at. 94 lots. This particular auction is finishing on the 23rd of January. It's the 21st today. Looks like the buyer's premium is 24% if you're in the room or absentee bid, and 27.6 for online. So that's whatever the final hammer price is, you have to pay that percentage of it on top. So this is a UK based auction, so bear that in mind if you're placing bids, import, export fees, all of that kind of fun stuff, maybe CITES restrictions. If you do enjoy these videos, please consider subscribing, like, comment or turn on notifications, because this really does help quite a lot. So yes, this auction finishing on the 23rd of January, which is only a couple of days away. I'll put a link in the description as always and check it out for yourself. Right, so without further ado, let's get on and have a look through this auction. So first of all, we have a Regency harp by I&I Erat of London, actually a make I'm not aware of. At first I thought this was going to be an Erard harp, but actually a different company, so this is quite curious. 1,000 to 1,500 is the estimate there. Interesting kind of gothic style harp there. So it's got a signature as well from 1986 of Marissa Robles. Interesting, that was a reconditioning there, so it needs obviously a bit of TLC, but yeah, interesting harp there. So that's a good solid start to the auction there. Let's have a look what we have next. A handcrafted harpsichord by Jeremy Ard of Dorking, circa 1974, with associated tools. This is interesting because there was a violin maker who passed away a few years ago called Jeremy Ard, so I'm wondering if that's the same person or not. Not 100% sure, but that would be curious to know. I think I have a contact for his son, because I did buy an instrument from him a few years ago, but yeah, curious looking thing there. Low estimate there, £100 to £150, so possible opportunity to get into a kind of the harpsichord world if you are that way inclined. We've got one of these music boxes here, a little bit out of our knowledge sphere, but 1,000 to 1,500 there. Wales and McCulloch music box there. I'm not very au fait with these at all, I'll be honest. A Nicole Freres cylinder music box there, 2,000 to 2,500, so presume this is fairly high-end stuff. If you do know about these things, please let me know, I'd be curious to know. Got one of these polyphons that we've seen quite a few of these actually, 700 to 1,200 on that. Interesting things. 19th century music box there, 280 to 320. Not so much information on that, like I said, a little bit detached from our normal stuff. Victorian duet music stand, so we see these quite a lot. They usually sell quite well, 100 to 150. Nice looking thing. Right, a Parrot 96 bass piano accordion, so only one picture there. See, the estimate is 50 to 100. I might just zoom out a tiny bit just to make it a little bit easier to see everything in one shot. A Hohner Verdi 48 bass piano accordion there, 30 to 50. A Tama Artwood birch shell snare drum there. Okay, we'll see a few more photos there. Estimate 100 to 150. Let's see what else we've got here. A Mapex Steel Deluxe steel shell snare drum, 14-inch diameter, 80 to 120 on that. Quantity of recorders, including Yamaha, so maybe interest to someone, 30 to 50 on that. Bass recorder, no visible maker's name, 30 to 50, maybe an easy, cheap intro to getting a bass recorder. 3 handcrafted recorders, including tenor and a Moek one, 40 to 60. Once again, if you know what you're looking for in recorders, might be interesting for you. 2 handcrafted recorders cased, 40 to 60. Very vague descriptions here, so opportunity for someone. Blessing USA B flat B120 cornet cased, 70 to 90. Quantity of drum parts, including a kick pedal, so if you know what you're looking for, you might be in luck. 30 to 50 Gibraltar hardware there, so pretty good stuff. Looks like it's very well used and quite old, but the Gibraltar stuff is pretty good quality. Let's carry on. A B&S Sonora cornet, brass finished, 50 to 70 in case. Collection of professional oboe and cor anglais reed making equipment, including a measuring gauge, cane splitter, pre-gouger, gouge machine. That's actually a pretty interesting lot. That's quite cool. What's the estimate on that? 5 to 700. Yeah, interesting. That is quite an interesting lot. We like specialist stuff. Yamaha YSL trombone in B flat, 150 to 200 there. Marshall Tripper Super Lead TSL 100 amp head with cab. I think I had one of these once, very briefly, 6 to 80. Not my kind of amp, but interesting. PV212 Juice VT electric guitar amp, 70 to 100. An 80 drum DD505 electronic drum kit with frame and stool, 40 to 60 on that. Casio CTK 501 keyboard with music stand, 20 to 40. Vox VT120 modelling amp. I think I might have played one of these once. 120 to 150 on that. An acoustic Model 250 amplifier head, circa 1980s, with some kind of speaker cab there. 150 to 200 on that. Behringer Vintage AC 112 guitar amp there. 30 to 45. Set of Cosmic Percussion LP conga drums. 120 to 180. A 1920s Boozy & Co. tuba in E flat for restoration there. Definitely needs a bit of attention. 150 to 200 there. It's got some dents, they're saying. It's an HMV gramophone in oak case, 50 to 100. Interesting. Stenter Conservatoire cello, full size with bow, 4600. So be Chinese made cello there. Right, 19th century German violin, full size. Let's see the pictures a bit more. 2 to 300. Let's see if we can. This banner is in the way, it's a little bit annoying. Okay. Needs a fair bit of repair and restoration, that for sure. Got a neck graft. That is a very strange neck graft indeed. Look at that. It kind of goes along and up the top. That is really not seen a neck graft like that before. Kind of interesting violin, actually, to be honest. 19th century, yeah, could be early 19th century. Could probably a bit far-fetched to say if it's 18th century or not, but could be. Interesting kind of purfling and corners there, but yeah, 19th century is probably about right there. This banner is really quite annoying, but let's see, what's the estimate there? 2 to 300. Needs a lot of work, but nevertheless quite interesting. French violin labelled Breton Brevet, also stamped Breton. This is a pretty standard French violin for sure. Also looks like it needs some work. 100 to 150 on that. I think that's probably a fair estimate. I wouldn't argue with that. Violin labelled Horace C. Dodd Doncaster. Looks like a pretty standard instrument there. 30 to 40. Wouldn't read too much into that label. Modern Primavera violin. That's kind of, I think they're Chinese made. 20 to 30. Either that or possibly Romanian. Modern violin, single piece back, 40 to 60, no label. Yeah, that's fairly kind of generic looking, I'll be honest. And a modern Stentor student violin, another violin there, nothing too crazy to look at there. 20th century student violin, yeah, this is your typical trade instrument without a doubt. 20 to 30. I mean, it's a very fair estimate, so we can't really argue with them there. 19th century rosewood case, 100 to 150. Let's see who is dealing that. Quite nice purple. Hill and Sons case, yeah, might sell. They're quite popular. It's not a super high-end one. It's also got a George Withers label, but yeah, might sell. People do like them. Looks nice enough. Modern Piacenza violin there, 80 to 120. I think probably Chinese violin. Stradivari copy there, Czechoslovakia. Very standard trade violin there. Meisel Stradivari copy is probably a German one, or somewhere around that way. 20th century violin. Let's see this. Once again, it's all fairly standard, I think. Nothing too much to see there. What are the estimates on it? 60 to 80. Yeah, probably fair enough. 20th century violin, no label. Once again, very standard kind of violin, German, Czech, whatever, that kind of ilk. Modern Stradivari, West Germany. Yeah, pretty low end, I think. Turning on the wrong thing there. No, quite a lot of violins here, actually. More violins than I thought. Once again, typical trade stuff. Palatino violin, made in China. Yep. Standard stuff. 20th century Francesco Ruggeri, full-size violin. Once again, this is your very typical kind of late 19th century. This one, very, very typical. What are they looking at for this one? 120 to 150. Yeah, I mean, can't argue too much with that. Right, we've gone away from violins. A Velt Klang French horn, distressed hard case, 30 to 40. Leslie Shepherd, brass French horn there, 40 to 60. A boxed Akkad zither, 20 to 30 on that. Mixture of violin and cello parts and recorders. Well, that's a real random thing. Oh, is there a couple of instruments with two violins? Yeah, wow, okay, 30 to 45. Well, might be some useful stuff in there for someone. Some microphone accessories and things like that, 20 to 30. Yamaha Clavinova piano with brass music stand or light or something like that. Music lamp, 40 to 60. Yeah, that's a bit bizarre. Interesting, like a really old school lamp there. Boss delay pedal, DM2, made in Japan. These can be worth quite a bit, 60 to 80. That seems about right. A Beat wooden stomp box, Beat Root, interesting, 25 to 35. Behringer mixing desk there, 40 to 60. A Unidyne 1960s vocal microphone with a couple of pedal and like a tuner, I think there. Estimate there, 20 to 30. A Nux Stageman floor acoustic preamp effects and loop pedal, 60 to 80 there. Boss G7 graphic equalizer, 40 to 60. I've never really used one of those before. I knew one person that used to use these live, but I've never really got on with them. Zoom AC2 acoustics effects DI preamp guitar pedal there, 70 to 90 on that. Zoom G3 guitar effects pedal, 40 to 60. 3 Behringer B2 Pro dual diaphragm condenser microphone, 60 to 90. Yamaha DW6 acoustic guitar, Western style, 60 to 80. Aria AW20 acoustic guitar there, 40 to 60 on that one. Manuela Rodriguez Spanish classical guitar there, 120 to 180 of the kind of a lower standard. Tanglewood TW900 acoustic guitar there, 100 to 150, nothing too crazy there. Left hand Bear Polar acoustic guitar with Seymour Duncan pickup, not really sure what that is, 150 to 180, doesn't look too crazy. Epiphone AJ10 BK acoustic guitar there, 60 to 80. An Ovation style Gear for Music electroacoustic guitar, 2030. It's a budget version of the Ovations. A Cameriere Vibrante 5-string zither banjo, 250 to 350. Okay, I don't know much about this brand, I must be honest. It seems a little expensive for a zither banjo, but I could be wrong. Ozark banjo guitar with 6 strings there, 100 to 150. Early 20th century 5-string banjo, closed back, 80 to 120. I think we are getting closer to the end now. A J.H. Langham 5-string banjo with aluminium resonator, 40 to 60 there. Mid-20th century banjo ukulele, mother of pearl on the fingerboard there, 25 to 35 on that one. Mid-20th century banjo ukulele there, a little small one there, 25 to 35. A Makala baritone ukulele, 30 to 50. A Florian mandolin of teardrop form, model M205. So let's have a look at that, 25 to 40 on that. A Gremlin MGM 155 teardrop mandolin there, 30 to 50, modern stuff. Hondo electric bass guitar. These could be quite interesting, 60 to 80 if that's working. That could be pretty cool. Bit of retro stuff there. A Gibson Epiphone Les Paul guitar, cherry body, 150 to 200 with a Ritter soft case. A Charvel Les Paul style electric guitar, black body, made in China. Replacement machine heads, 150 to 200. Yamaha AES 420 electric guitar, 60 to 80 on that, seems fairly reasonable. Fender Squire Strat electric guitar, Olympic white body, 30 to 45. A Bayer Dynamic M260 ribbon microphone. Okay, circa 1970s, or I think that's trying to say. What is that? 170 to 210 is the estimate. An Edwardian ebonite adjustable piano stool, 20 to 30. Not sure what the market is like for those, to be honest. A J. Michael silver-plated flute cased, 25 to 35. 2 case clarinets, including Earlham and Lindo. Some damage to some of them, 30 to 50. A Ruddle and Cart & Co. London flute, silver-plated, 2 to 300. I think maybe this is the last lot here, is it? Not sure. Besson at London, 35 clarinet cased, 25 to 40. Is that the end? No, there's one thing. Behringer Eurorack mixing desk there, 40 to 60. So there we go. That is the TW Gaze auction. Pretty good, like diverse auction. Like nothing really super jumping out at me, to be honest, but like a few interesting things here and there. Quite like this harp and actually the harpsichord. Quite interesting lots. But yeah, I'll put a link in the description as always. Check it out for yourself, see what you think. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.